So, how do we deal with the mass tragedies we see throughout the world, that we see every day on TV? All the mass suffering. We feel bad when we see that. We feel pain. We feel suffering. And the reason we feel that to begin with is because we're all connected. We're all part of God. We all came from God. We all came from the same spirit. So, there's a reason when you see someone on the other side of the world suffering that you feel that pain. But the first thing you want to do, if you want to try to figure out what to do to help people that are having these tragedies and suffering, is ask yourself if your mind is closing your heart. And what I mean by that is, are you looking away? Are you pushing this away with your thoughts? And is that closing your heart? Well, what happens if you do that? That hardens your heart. That makes you more bitter if you look away and you don't embrace the suffering of others. And by doing that, you're putting up walls. I'm sure you've heard of putting up walls, right? Well, you got to ask yourself, are you putting up walls that are creating a prison for your own love, your own energy, your own compassion? Are you building your own prison with these walls by looking away? So one of the things that you can think about doing is just having empathy for others. So don't look away. If you see these tragedies and you see other people suffering, try to be empathetic. Put yourself in their shoes and figure out, well, what put them in the situation? How did they get there? And have that empathy, because through empathy breeds compassion. So the more empathetic you can be for others, the more compassion you will have. And through compassion, that leads to serving, right? So if you have compassion for other human beings, you can serve. So if there's something you can do to serve others that are suffering, do it. Okay. But if they're too far away and it's just out of reach, that's okay. You don't have to feel bad. Just having that empathy and that compassion is doing something. You can also protest. That's something you can do. But if you're going to protest, protest with love in your heart. And what I mean by that is, when you're protesting, there's someone on the other side of the fence that you consider an enemy. Well, know that they're also a part of God, and they're in your family. They're in your spiritual family. So see them with love and kindness as you're debating and you're protesting. Don't see them as the opposite and as separate, because they're not. They're not separate from you. And then lastly, have gratitude. Have gratitude for what you have, by seeing the suffering of others, and, realize how blessed your life is and how good the things are in your life are, and have that gratitude. That's your soul snack of the day, guys. Know that you're loved and you're blessed, and I hope you have a great one.